Hi Yogi, welcome to Yoga with Alina, and today we're going to flow through a very short practice that is going to be about 15 minutes or so, and it's a very yummy stretch that's going to be mostly done on the ground. I'm only using one block for this practice, but if you want more props, grab them, and I'll see you on the mat in just a couple of moments. We're going to start this practice in comfortable cross-legged seated position, and you know me, I love my block, so I'm sitting on the block. If you have one, grab it. If you don't want to sit on the block, no hard feelings there, just sit on the floor. And make sure that your spine is straight. You're going to close your eyes. We're spending the first couple of moments of this practice simply bringing ourselves, bringing our minds into right here, right now, this present moment, into this space. Disconnecting from the outside world and whatever might have happened before, whatever you might be excited for after, simply being, simply breathing. And with that being said, start noticing your breath. And start deepening your breath. Nice deep inhales matching long exhales. We're starting to send the air up and down the back of the throat to create a beautiful ocean-like sound. In and out through the nose, letting the air travel up and down the back of the throat. Just a couple of rounds before we add the movement to that. Make sure that you tune into the breath and let the breath guide you through this very short practice. When you feel ready, you can start circling out your head, your neck. Direction doesn't really matter. You can go fast, slow, you can stop at a certain point, or you can keep going. That is all going to be up to you. Exploring that space, exploring the neck, and then reverse the direction, go into the other side. You don't have to necessarily match the sides. If you feel like stopping this time around, go for it. And then find stillness. We're going to bring the hands to the knees if they're not there yet and start circling out the upper body. Again, direction doesn't really matter. You can go fast, slow, you can stop at a certain point, you can keep going, you can do big circles, small circles. The practice is yours. You're creating this experience for yourself. And then reverse the direction, go into the other side. Again, no right, no wrong. Feeling, being, breathing. Now we're finding stillness right in the center. From there with me, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center in prayer. Take a few moments setting up an intention for the practice. Why are you here? What brought you to your mat today, and what is it that's going to keep you here for the entire practice? Very personal question. And the next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down in front of your shins. If you're sitting on the block like I'm doing right now, toss it aside and press the sits bones against the ground. Start walking the hands towards the front of the room. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Neck is super long. The back is long. Not about the depth. This one is about length. And you're going to keep walking the hands further forward, eventually lifting the hips off the ground and rolling over your knees, coming into your tabletop. Adjust the hands underneath the shoulders. The knees are coming underneath your hips. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, push away from the ground and puff up your spine. Let's do this again. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, you're going to round and curl. Last one here. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, push away from the ground. Separate the shoulder blades, puff up your spine. Hold it for a second longer than before. And the next inhale is going to bring you back to your neutral spine. Bring the knees together, tuck the toes under, and sit back on your heels. Make sure all 10 toes are getting some action, even the pinky ones. They usually get left out. We don't want that to happen. And then bring the arms out in front of you. Clasp the hands together. Push the palms away from the body. Separate the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach the arms up and over the heads and the biceps behind the ears. Exhale, you're gonna round a little bit more. Good, inhale, open up. And then exhale, round a tiny bit further. Last one, inhale, open up. And you're gonna stay here for the exhale. And next, inhale, lift you back. You're gonna release the arms by your sides and then lean forward, tap out the tops of the feet, let go of that stretch. And then you're gonna keep the tops of the feet down on the floor, roll the heels in towards one another, sit back on your heels. Make sure the heels are not rolling out, that part is important. Then dial the fingers just back, connect the palms to the ground. If you need a little bit more for your wrists, you can start micro bending the elbows, keeping the heels of your palms down on the floor. And then I love rocking a little bit side to side. If that's something that speaks to you, go for it. You can do that. Close your eyes, feel, enjoy. It's a very enjoyable practice. And then you're simply going to flip the palms to face the ceiling. Tops of the hands are going down to the floor. The fingertips are facing back. You can bend and straighten your elbows a couple of times. You can wiggle your fingers. You can create fists with your hands. You know what to do. See how that feels. And if stillness works best for you, that also can be a choice, right? Don't have to necessarily move around. And then inhale is going to lift you out of it. Shake out the wrists. The hands are going to come by your sides. Tuck the toes under. Lift yourself up, coming into standing forward fold at the back of the mat. Shake it out. Let it go. We're going to find stillness with the legs. Hands behind the head. Clasp the hands together. Roll yourself all the way up to standing vertebra by vertebra. Your head is coming up the last. And once you get to the top, you're going to release the arms by your sides and close your eyes to Tadasana Mountain Pose. Check in with yourself. The body, the breath, the mind, the intention. From this one with me, inhale, reach the arms up. Right hand grabs the left wrist, pull it over to the right, look up. Inhale back. Switch the grip, go over to the left, look up again. Inhale, lifts you back. Exhale, hands behind the tailbone, clasp hands together. Start reaching the knuckles down, press the hips forwards and the chest up. You're going to keep the hands as they are. Inhale, lifts you up. Bend the knees, cascade your body over your thighs. Let that one fist you created fall over your head. And you're going to bend the right knee. Once you bend the right knee, the right shoulder will come a little bit closer. Maybe even touch the right knee. Look towards the left side of the room. That's going to highlight the stretch on the left shoulder. Go into the other side, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. Try to connect the left shoulder to the left knee. Even if they don't touch today, doesn't matter. As long as the intention is there, you will feel it. We're here for another moment. Let's take a deep inhale. And then come back to center. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale here. Exhale, drop the hands underneath the shoulders. Shake it out. Bringing more engagement into this forward fold. Hands on the shins, blocks or floor. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Pull the chest in closer to your thighs. We'll do this again. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale down. Good. Last one. Inhale. As you exhale, walk the hands forward, coming into your high plank with the shoulders over the wrists, the heels on top of your toes. Your body's parallel to the ground. Separate the shoulder blades. And we're going to bend the knees a little bit, arch the back like you did for cat-cows. As you exhale, slowly push back, coming into your downward facing dog. We're not staying here today. Inhale, lift the heels and round your way forward. High plank pose again. Let's move through some spinal waves. And then exhale, bend the knees, arch the back, travel into your downward facing dog again. Keep going at your own pace, moving with your breath. Letting the breath guide the movement for you. Inhales are bringing you forward. Exhales are pushing you back, knowing that you're doing everything absolutely perfectly. Can you close your eyes? How does it feel to move your entire body in such a beautiful fluid motion? How does it feel to synchronize the breath and the movement? And again, you can go slower than what I'm showing. You can go faster. You're creating this practice for yourself. The next time you arrive into your downward facing dog, you're going to hold it there, pushing the hips back and up, sinking the heels low. The heels don't have to touch the ground. Try to separate the shoulder blades as much as possible. And we're gonna lift just the heels. Keep the legs straight. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the right, getting into the left side body. Simply doing a side body stretch, nothing crazy. Good, and then inhale, lifts you back up. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the left, getting into the right side body here. And we're gonna inhale, lift ourselves back up. Exhale, sink the heels nice and low. Baby steps, you're gonna walk the feet forward, coming to meet your hands at the top of the mat for another wide-legged for another forward fold, the regular forward fold for now. And from your inhale, halfway lift. You're gonna heel to the feet about mat distance apart. This is where you're getting into wide-legged forward fold. Grab your ankles and pull the crown of the head down towards the floor. I like to bend the elbows sideways. Try to bring the weight a little bit more into the balls of your feet. That's gonna get you deeper into the hamstrings. If that's something you're looking for, then definitely do that. Good, and we're gonna let it go and drop the hands down underneath the shoulders again. Inhale, halfway lift. Heels and toes out. As you exhale, lower the hips down, coming into your yogi squat. Chest is lifted, the back is long and straight. The tailbone goes down. You're pushing the elbows against the knees so you're opening the hips deeper. Now let's take a deep inhale. Exhale as gracefully as possible. Hips go down to the ground once they touch the floor. The feet are going to lift up. Grab the outer blades of your feet. Pull the knees outside the ribcage. Chest is lifted. Balancing seated, happy baby. Engage the core not to roll back. And you're going to pull the knees out a little bit more. If you want to straighten the legs, I'm not stopping you there. Go for it. But the priority is the long, straight spine. So make sure that you're focusing on your back first. And besides, we're going to bend the knees regardless so that we don't crush. Lower the heels down to the floor and slide the legs out as far as they'll go. Once you get there, peel the flesh away from your sit bones. The hands are going to go super close to your glutes. The chest is lifted. And if you want to start folding forward, go for it. Just pushing yourself there. If you want to bring the hands out in front of you, go for it as well. Just think about the length. Think about the crown of the head going forward as much as possible. You can point or flex your feet or do both here. Not staying in this one long today. Just enough for you to feel it. 2 more breaths. Good. And the next inhale is going to lift you out of it. We're going to bring the hands underneath the knees. Bend your knees. Bring the soles of the feet together. Toes are pointing forward. Grab your toes and start pulling the crown of the head forward. Chest is going down. The knees are pushing out. You're using the strength of your thighs for that. Another moment here. Very, very active stretch. And the next inhale lifts you up. You're going to bring the hands underneath the knees, bend, bring the knees in, chest on top of your thighs, grab the outer blades of your feet, pull the shoulder blades down the back, and as you're doing this, keep that engagement. You're going to start pushing the heels forward. Good. So if you're pushing the heels forward and the chest lifts off the thighs, then this is where you know that you need to stop. Because our deal today is for the chest to stay on the thighs the entire time. Even if the legs are not all the way straight, that is totally fine. Keep pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Neck is going to stay long. The chest is going to keep down on the thighs. And the toes are going back towards the nose. Another moment here. Hinging at the hips. We're coaching our body to do that. Good, and then let it go. Separate the shoulder blades, straighten the legs if they're not straight, round your back, and roll yourself all the way down to the floor. Take your time, vertebra by vertebra. Your head is going to go down the last, and only once your head touches the floor, you're going to relax your arms by your sides and close your eyes. Separate your legs, let yourself be very, very comfortable. This is our final posture of the practice, your final Shavasana. So let's take a deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Let this be enough for this practice, yogi. Spend here the next 3 to 5 minutes just to take everything in. And I want to thank you so much for letting me guide you through this practice, From my heart to yours. Namaste.